Hi, and welcome to another episode of pianoTV. So today's video is on triads and how to play them. So triads are just another one of those good piano techniques to have in your tool belt, kind of like scales, because they not only help your coordination and build that, but they also enrich your understanding of music theory and chords. And the more chords you know as a musician, the better. The triads we're focusing on today are suitable for grade 1 level students, whether it be through the RCM or the ABSRM. So what a triad is, tri equals 3. So there are 3-note chords, and they can be played in solid or broken form, so blocked or broken. You'll hear on the piano in a second. And at a grade 1 level, we do it hand separate, one at a time, and we go 1 octave. So you start in root position. I'm doing a lot of air piano right now, but you start in root position, you hop up all the way to the next root position octave, and then back down again. So let's go to the keyboard so this makes more sense. Let's quickly review major and minor chords and how to invert them. So major chords, there are happy chords that are formed using the first, third, and 5th note of a scale. So say I want to play C major chord, which I just was. A C major scale is all the white keys. So to play a C major chord, you just play the 1st, 3rd, and the 5th of the notes of the scale. So if I want to transform this into a minor scale, I just lower the 3rd a semitone. So now I have C, E flat, G. All right, so just for more practice, let's do another one. So let's do A major. An A major scale has 3 sharps. So for an A major chord, I want to use the 1st, 3rd, and the 5th note of that scale. In this case, that would be A, C sharp, and E. So that's an A major chord. And you can kind of tell too, because it has that happy sound to it. Now to make a minor, all we got to do is we lower the semitone, just like with the C. So you lower it from a C sharp to a C, and now we've got that sad minor sound. Now let's take a look at inverting chords using our C major chord, just because it's an easy one to do examples of. So C major chord has 3 letters or notes, so C, E, and G, which means there are 3 different configurations of it. So we have the root form, which is just when the letter name, so C major, C is on the bottom. We can rearrange it with the C on top, and now E is on the bottom, so that's the first inversion. And then the second inversion is with G as the bottom note. And then if you go up again, you're back to that original root position shape. So when you're playing solid or block triads, you always start with the chord in root position, which is like your home base, invert it in the other 2 arrangements, and finish with the root chord again on top. Then you descend back down to the original root position chord. This is a great technique to practice with literally any chord, whether it's a major or a minor chord. So be sure to get your left hand going too. So you can do the exact same thing in the left hand, and it's just great chord practice. You could do you could do anything. You could do G minor, or you could do A major. It's just a great chord playing and learning exercise. When you're playing solid triads, like these are the solid ones we're doing, watch that you're not playing them really staccato or jumpy. So try to hold on to the chord as long as you can before switching to the next one, just so it doesn't have that really abrupt jump to it. So another challenge of playing the solid chords is pressing down all 3 notes at the same time, especially when there's a black key involved like this, because all your fingers are kind of at it, your flat here is higher than the other 2 notes. So it's going to take a little bit of practice to get them all sounding simultaneously. What I find works the best is just working on a quick attack. So make sure you're pressing the notes quickly. You're not slowly sinking into them. It usually ends up with a louder sound, which is kind of what you're looking for in this case. But it also helps all of those notes play down simultaneously. So now we're looking at broken triads, and they work in triplets. So you still use the same 3 letters of the chord starting in root position, just like with our solid triads. But in the case of broken triads, you press them 1 at a time, and then move up to the next inversion, and the next inversion, and back to root. And you just kind of do the same thing. And once you hit the original root position chord on top, you turn around and do it all backward. So a 1 octave triad, just to show you again through, this is C major triad. All right, so watch out for the rhythm of these. So really watch that you're not pausing between chords. I hear this a lot. It should be a continuous flow of notes with absolutely no breaks. So listen if you're having that hesitation between inversions. If you find you're playing like this, it might help to just slow it down, to really watch that you're keeping everything start to finish. If you're not sure, record yourself, and you should be able to tell from listening if you have a little hesitation between those groups of 3 notes. Another problem or challenge of the broken triads is to keep it all smooth and connected. You don't want to be playing this choppy or staccato. Try to keep a nice legato sound as you play. And that is another reason to practice it, because it helps develop that sensitive legato touch. So just one more note on fingering now. So in general, when you play a chord in root position, you want to use 1, 3, and 5 as your fingers, or 5, 3, and 1 if you're in the left hand. So let's just look at the right hand for a second. For the first inversion right here, your finger should switch to 1, 2, 5 because it accommodates the extra space between these 2 fingers, between the G and the C. And it's just... you can try this at home, but it's a lot more of an awkward stretch here between finger 3 and 5 with that gap. This is a lot more comfortable, and especially when you want to transition fast from one chord to the next, switching fingers makes that a lot easier, because you don't really have to move like if you try to do that quickly, your middle finger has to recalibrate and adjust. But when you switch to finger 2, it just kind of ends up falling in the right place anyway, so it makes it a lot easier. So the finger pattern for the right hand: 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, then we're back to 1, 3, 5 again, because this is a comfortable space between the thumb and finger 3, and then 1, 3, 5. So you're really only switching to 1, 2, 5 on that second chord, and it's a little bit reversed in the left hand. So you go 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and then here you want to switch to that 1, 2, 5 again, because when you have a bigger gap between finger 3 and 5 than is natural for your fingers, it's kind of awkward, and if you can avoid that, you should. It's just a lot easier to switch to finger 2 there. And that's basically all there is to it. Triads are a deceptively simple exercise. They take a little while to get really good at them, but they are pretty easy to understand, and they are invaluable in terms of just building your understanding of different types of chords on the piano and where to play them. So do give these a try in a variety of different keys, because it's great practice. Thank you for watching this video, and to keep up to date, you can subscribe to this channel and go to pianotv.net, where I post all these videos and just I write everything out on the blog and do that kind of thing. Send this video a like if you are a fan of piano technique, and I will catch you next time.